because the car that has kidnapped the MM, it has been seen as a car of a police car. Even though it was not branded, but we are told that it is a Ford Fiesta that is white, that had blue lights. And the security guys thought that it is probably the police, they need not to interfere. Even though the MM tried to signal that I might be in danger here, to them they thought these guys were in a car, a Ford Fiesta white car, were police. We want to indicate that we are not sure of how many people who were in that car, and the incident that had occurred in the gate has resulted into confirming that the MM has been kidnapped indeed, together with her driver. We were made aware almost after 3-4, when the institution was panicking as to even if the MM is not in the institution, she will not lose her phone. And everybody was looking for her. And you must be reminded that we came back from South Korea on the UCLG, which is the United Council of Local Government in South Korea, where we all left with the municipal manager and came back round about Tuesday. We were not in office, but the MM came back on Sunday, so that on Monday she's in the office. And it was indeed an incident that we were not able to say we can communicate easily on it, because all of us, we thought that the MM was on duty somewhere. But in the office, it was indicated that the MM is supposed to be in the office. When the security manager, the M20 in the district, the MM's phone is closed, and it looks like the MM came into the institution, but somebody within the gate showed her some direction. And then they consulted the video footage of the gate of the district. And that video footage indicated that indeed there is a white Ford Fiesta that had tried to block the MM coming into the institution. And there was a commotion of about 2 to 3 minutes, which that commotion was very calm. These gentlemen who could kidnap the MM, they were very calm in talking to the MM, because if it was a violent kidnapping, everybody could have had an opportunity to get that information on time. But because they were very calm, they knew what they are doing. It was only an incident that made us suspicious when we saw from the video footage that this gentleman who is coming out of the white car, getting into the MM's cars, had the gun in his hand. The 3 security guys, they started then inquiring as to whether the MM is having extra bodyguard. And the institution, of course, confirmed that the MM does not have an extra bodyguard. And then they cited the incident that the MM has not get into the institution but moved with a white car, and this white car had blue light. We're told that at that gate they had tried to push the car of the MM into the back of this building, which is the road behind the offices towards the entrance of the banquet hall of Steve Chwet. And in that, there was an exchange where then Gugu was taken out of the car to sit at the back of the car, and then the driver, who is now a kidnapper, took over the car of the MM. When they then went back and go out, the robots were open and they started moving. The situation came alarming when we realized that the MM was not answering the phone, and the husband, Mr. Mkwena, was then consulted to say, have you ever spoken to the MM in the day? And she said, I was trying to locate her, I can't find her. Then they